Recently, we got a video from the Ukrainian 58th Motorized Brigade, showing one of their tanks engaging a Russian armored column. In the video, we can see a Russian tank on the point with two BMPs with infantry following behind. The second vehicle in the column, the BMP, then gets hit by the Ukrainian tank. We then see the Ukrainian tank taking several shots at the BMP and possibly at the infantry that managed to dismount from the BMP, since we see several shots landing around the BMP and not directly hitting it, hence why I believe they were aimed at the infantry. The tank then pops smoke, which is something we don't see very often in this war, so it's definitely a pleasant surprise. It then starts reversing back, which is a slow process since it appears to be either a T-64 or a T-72 tank, which are quite famous for their poor reverse speed. We can also see the BMP explode in the background. Fire must have caught the ammunition, which then exploded inside. But that is all we see of the Ukrainian tank. Then the video cuts showing the Russian tank getting hit. Was it hit by the Ukrainian tank? No, I don't think it did. If we look closely, we can actually see that the Russian tank drove over a mine, which is evident by the explosion coming from below the tracks and slightly lifting the tank up. The explosion is also on the right side of the tank, where it would have been on its left side if it was hit by the Ukrainian tank. So no, the Ukrainian tank is not responsible for neutralizing the Russian tank. Which is funny because if we look closely, it appears that the Russian tank has some form of mine plow or dozer blade mounted to its front, which evidently was not good enough to clear the mine it drove over. As for what tank the Russian tank is, I'm not sure. It has a cope cage that covers it up quite a bit, so I can't tell the exact model of the tank, but it is definitely some T-72, since we can see the side exhausts just a bit before it hits the mine, and those are only present on T-72 models. T-64 and T-80 tanks have rear exhausts. The last vehicle in the column, the BMP, starts reversing, then we see the tankers and some other infantrymen taken as POWs by Ukrainian infantry. I'm not sure if I can show that since YouTube is quite iffy when it comes to that stuff. So the Ukrainian tank did manage to cause some mayhem, but it definitely isn't responsible for the destruction of the enemy tank, so sadly no tank duel took place here. That would be all. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.